I haven't got time to mark this motherfucker. Here we go again. We can't hear anybody. Nobody can talk to anybody.
You guessed it, Pressure Points with your two favorite hosts. I'm D, and this is Child Soldier AJ. We're coming at you with Season 6, Episode 16, The Electric Equestrian Fraud. I'm getting into it, baby. It's going back to the 80s. Find us on Instagram and Patreon at PointsOPressure. Strap in and let's go.
Well, turn the fucking thing off, you dumbass.
Fantastic work,
We're
as
here.
always.
Fucking here.
This is recording number 2.
Yes.
Which,
if you're subscribed on Patreon, go listen to the one on Patreon first, the exclusive episode for April.
Yes.
That was released last night, and it's your fault for not listening to it in April, okay? I'm just saying.
Well, does April have 31 days?
No, 30.
Ah, shit. I thought I had an extra day.
Nope.
Glad I didn't push it off. I almost did.
Yeah, it's all good. But yeah, if you don't listen to it, like if you haven't already listened to it, that's on you, honestly. And if you would like an additional episode on the last day of every single month, subscribe to us on Patreon. We've got a bunch of other shit there too.
Bunch of extra content.
Yeah, a bunch of other shit. So check it out.
Instagram's popping off. We are officially not hemorrhaging followers, so that's really good.
Good, yeah. Thank you to our social media expert. She's fucking killing it, honestly.
Yeah.
It looks so much better than it did
Yeah,
before.
it looks very professional. I think all right, I don't want to get into this episode next, but I think I might know what it's about, but I also don't.
I mean, you probably do.
I might have heard of it. But is there anything else you want to talk about before that?
I mean, we went on a little hike on Saturday. It was a little crazy, but it was good. It was a good time.
Nice. It was a short hike, but it was a high hike.
Yeah, oh my fucking god!
It was
dude.
a lot of
just
elevation
climbing
gain.
ladders. Jesus,
Yeah, pretty much.
Fuck that.
For 1 mile.
Yeah.
That's a long way. That's about how much I walk in a day from my couch to the fridge and back.
In a year.
Yeah.
But no, it was nice to get
fun.
some sun.
Yeah, I didn't get burned, which was good.
Yeah, there we go. It was short but sweet.
Yeah.
Not really. It was rough. If I'm being honest, I tweaked my back like 3/4 of the way up. I walked through one of those trees.
Ah, no, that's what did it.
Yeah, my hand held on for a little too long, and it just went boink. I was like,
fuck.
But yeah, I mean, it was still pretty chill.
Yeah,
it's good
pretty.
views. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a lot else, honestly.
I probably shouldn't blow directly into the microphone.
It's fine. It's been a pretty mellow week. Other than that,
Nice.
I finally went back through and added all of my stuff to my computer so that I can start streaming video games again.
Oh, yeah.
It's been a fucking nightmare trying to get everything working properly. So if you watch me or you're subscribed to my Twitch, I'm sorry for all the notifications that you got this last weekend. But yeah, I mean, past that,
yeah, nice and chill.
Nothing crazy. Yeah, easy little weekend. So, you got a clinical tomorrow?
No.
Ooh,
no, this is between semesters.
That's right. You were done with that semester.
Mm-hmm.
2 more, baby.
Till May 8th.
Fucking 2 more semesters and you're done. You got
It's not
this.
quick enough. 2 more semesters till I'm open to liability suits to patients.
Hey,
Yay.
bada bing, till I find you on my job.
Yeah. Till I get treated like absolute shit by entitled old people.
Can't wait.
I will not put up with it.
Good.
I'm already deciding I don't give a fuck. If I get assaulted, I'm suing them.
Do it.
And I'm allowed.
Just stab them.
Yeah, I'll just fucking overdose
Just
them.
morphine.
Do not. Oh, this is the public episode. I'm not going to do that.
In implication, I'm reporting it.
No.
So, back in December, between seasons, between 5 and 6, Al... Oh, fuck. Block that out at the end.
No, that's just a...
That's fair.
That's the public
okay.
username.
So Al reached out to us and sent a really fucking intriguing story. So I have wanted to cover any kind of sports corruption on this
podcast.
podcast. In about 5 years, I'm going to go back and I'm going to cover the NBA fucking like referee gambling scandal. I will do it because I know
You
that it's not
participated in
everybody's,
it.
but I'm a slut for sports and sports drama, and this piqued the fuck out of my interest when it
Hell
was sent
yeah.
along. So thank you. I haven't been able to get to it up to this point because I had so many other things planned, and because Yugoslavia has pushed me further and further back.
Yeah.
But now, by doing those once a month, I've gotten a lot of really good feedback from some of you guys on the best way to approach the Butchers of Bosnia. So I'll be handling that next. Not next episode, but the next. So in 2 episodes, we'll be getting back to Sarajevo.
Cool.
But I'm taking a break from it for another, I don't want to say lighthearted tale because this isn't like it's a funny episode. It's just not.
Yeah.
It's just not that.
Yeah,
so,
it's not there. So,
Yeah. In 1977, Tommy Burns ran away from home at 16 years old, and he decided to leave to Florida on a bus. So Tommy was a bit of a troublemaker, and he had actually been kicked out of school in Connecticut. They called his mom, and they were like, get this kid out of here. And when he got home, he was like, okay, I'm leaving. And she was like, okay, and just kind of let him do his thing. So he hops on the bus, heads down to Florida, and when they get to this place in Florida that has a bunch of tents outside. And so he runs up to the
they're going camping.
Yeah, right now he runs up to the bus driver and says, "Hey, this is my stop. You can just pull over right here. I'll hop out." He kind of figured carnies, which is fair. It's the late 70s.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's fair.
Carnies are the
jump into-
boogeyman
yeah.
at the time.
He figured, just join the fucking carnival, whatever. But he sneaks inside, and it looks very different from carnies because a massive equestrian event is going on. If you don't know what the equestrian sport is, it is what I see as one of the most pretentious sports in all of sports. So you basically it's like obstacle courses, but for people riding horses.
Oh, okay. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So
There's a Kentucky Derby, except
Yeah.
except with an obstacle course.
Yeah, but this isn't even Kentucky Derby. Kentucky Derby is horse racing, and there's a lot of
Yeah.
money thrown around at horse racing. But equestrian events, they have like horse prancing. They have
Oh, Jesus
where
Christ.
horses will they basically
rather
just
watch
run
golf.
and they hop over obstacles. Mind you,
Yeah, I
these
saw the
horses,
Shrek version of one of those.
Yeah, it's a really over elegant sport more or less. That's just, I mean, it doesn't really have the greatest history with how these horses are still treated like shit.
Yeah.
But it's a sport for millionaires, plain and simple. Like nobody owns a horse that doesn't have like $1 billion ranch. It's just as straight up as that.
Yeah.
So yeah, he walks in and he feels like super drawn to this whole thing. Now, I watched a documentary that kind of they interview Tommy. Spoiler alert: he doesn't die at the end.
Fuck.
So they
This
they
isn't a
interview
Pressure
Tommy,
Points episode.
and he points out that he knew he was in a place that he wasn't going to fit in because it wasn't just that he was seeing Anheuser-Busch Budweiser as the advertisements. He was seeing the Anheuser-Busch family.
Hell
he was
yeah.
he was seeing the Lindemans. He was seeing
The Lindberghs.
yeah, massive $1 million family. The Romneys literally have an equestrian horse.
Oh, yeah, I believe that.
So this is big money, and he's a fish out of water right now. But he's if I'm going to get in at entry level, I'm 16.
Now's
Why the fuck
time.
not do it right now? The
Get in
bus
at the
just
ground
left.
floor.
He only had $20 on him, so he's like, yeah, what the fuck else am I going to do?
Yeah.
So around this time, late 70s, horses are being sold for $250,000 in the late fucking 70s.
Jesus.
Event fees for these families were roughly $10K a month. $10,000 to $20,000 a month in the late fucking 70s.
We should charge
dude.
$10,000 to $20,000 a month in the
Honestly,
late 70s.
We should do a $1,000 tier on Patreon and just see if anybody goes for it.
Just see if there's a Mr. Moneybags out there for us.
It'll just be called the "Oops, you clicked on it" tier.
Yeah, and the only benefit is you get pictures of my taint.
Not even that. No, we don't even.
No, I will.
We don't even mention your name
if you want it.
No.
If you want pictures of my balls,
No.
send me $1,000.
We don't do. You don't even get access to any of the exclusive episodes.
You don't get
you
the
just
episode.
pay us $1,000 a month, and that's it.
And we call you daddy, but only in DMs.
Nope. We don't even acknowledge you exist.
we don't.
We don't even
nothing.
say your name at the end of the episode. We say, and for $1,000 tiers, thanks.
Thanks.
So yeah.
It's the equestrian tier. If we get enough people, we'll buy a pressure points horse.
We'll buy a horse if we make $250,000.
Yeah.
Now, the way that a lot of these families, because this is kind of like a family sport. You buy a horse, you own a ranch, whatever, and then generally, like, you would either hire someone to ride the horse and your family always goes to the events, or a member of your family is riding those horses because you own the ranch. So a lot of this is kind of seen as like these horses are more of an investment portfolio in a way, because it's not like you just buy a horse and then you're like, okay, cool.
All right, let's go.
We're good. We're good forever. It's like you basically continue buying them to get better horses because the price of a horse at this time is going to fluctuate based on how well it's performing. It really is just investment, but with animals. It's fucking weird. So Tommy gets hired as a groom, which is a really fucking bad title. To get hired as a groomer. And a groom's job is basically to clean and maintain horses and get treated like shit by everybody else that works in the equestrian industry. Literally, they like shine their boots just after like brushing this horse. They shine the boots of the dude riding the horse, and the guy just like spits on him, and that's it.
Hell yeah.
That's
my kind of job.
Yeah, it's the lowest paid job in the industry. Generally work like 90 to 100 hours per week. Like these are 15 to 16-hour days.
Jesus. I mean, he only has $20, so.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Dude was like, he walked into a good job opportunity, I guess. Fuck. So, yeah, he gets picked up as a groomer. He works, or as a groom, and he works for this one family for just a little bit, and then a man by the name of Barney Ward reaches out to him and says, hey, I think you would be a good fit working for me. I know you're from the Northeast. I'm stationed in New York, so come up to my ranch. I'll get you set up there, and we'll go from there. So Barney Hill has a stable called Castle Hill Farms.
Ooh, yeah. Man, is that pretentious.
I know, right?
Sounds like a brand of vodka that I can't afford.
Right,
Castle Hill vodka.
No, it sounds like a really fancy cheese.
Yeah, Castle Hill cheese.
So,
it's halloumi with garlic.
Right. Now, the reason Tommy hops on this opportunity right off the bat is because, like, Barney Hill is a recognizable name in the industry back then, and well, now, if you're part of the industry, and we'll find out later why. But Barney was known for being kind of like the showstopper. Like he would break records, he would win a lot, but he was also really fucking dangerous with what he would do, which sounds kind of preposterous when you're imagining just horse prancing. But he did an event that was called horse show jumping. Now, what they do is it's more or less like the high jump, but for horses. And generally, people will like...
It took me 2 seconds to realize what a high jump was.
They're basically jumping over like a wall, and then they'll put taller and taller tiers of, I shit you not, turf grass on top of it.
Jesus.
To raise the height. And so the difference between Barney and other like show jumping horse racers or whatever the fuck you want, equestrians, is that generally they would all have like a pretty regular speed. They'd go up to it, and then they would do like a prep speed and hop over it. Barney was not like that. Barney would drive the horse full throttle up to the wall and then at the very last second would like motion for his horse to jump. Like literally, Tommy in his interview points out that like there were a lot of times where it felt like he was just going to run this horse full throttle
directly into a wall.
And there were a lot of times that these horses, when they would jump, they would either get like a bad angle and they would catch their front legs, or when they're coming down, they would catch their back legs. And these like over 1,000-pound horses are landing on Barney. Horses are not meant to land on anything but their fucking hooves.
Yeah.
These things are landing on their backs. They're landing on their side and shit. So Barney and his horses always ended up with injuries like every year.
Jeez.
But because he took those risks, he won a hell of a lot more often than other people. So Tommy sees this as like, whoa,
high risk, high reward.
yeah, this is a big opportunity for somebody that has a fuck ton of money to go work for him, because he's not hiring him on as like a groom anymore. So this particular summer, I think this is 1978 at this point. Barney
good year.
Yeah, good year. When Barney goes back to New York, he had broken his neck during a competition.
Jesus.
And like his neck brace is like a full
it's a
chest
70s,
full chest piece all the way up to his chin.
Oof.
Like solid concrete neck brace. And Tommy, when he went to New York, was kind of taken under Barney's wing.
Okay, right.
Barney...
Damn, the 70s.
Yeah, dude,
Start
right?
off on the ground floor and get taken under a rich guy's wing.
So Barney was kind of seen as like a father figure to Tommy, because Tommy's dad left when he was like super, super young, and he always kind of attributed his delinquency to his father leaving. So
It's good to have excuses.
yeah,
I'm just
right.
kidding.
So yeah, Tommy gets like very defensive and very like protective of like, I don't want Barney to be gone, so I'm going to do everything for Barney that's necessary.
Yeah.
In fact, one night they're at a bowling alley, and he jerks him off. No, one night at a bowling alley, there's some dude that walks up to Barney and like fucks with him because he's got a neck brace. And the guy fucks with Barney, and Tommy goes, I know how to solve this situation, and grabs a bowling ball and beats the shit out of the dude with it.
Holy shit.
Yeah. This is the 70s. There's
It's
a
the
lot of
70s.
lead in the water.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he smashes this fucking dude up with a bowling ball, and they rush out of the bowling alley, get out to the car, and Barney turns to Tommy, and he's like, holy shit, dude, I owe you one for that. Thank you.
Here's a horse. No.
Yeah, right. So Barney ended up buying Tommy a car a little bit later.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, it's like pennies for this guy.
Yeah.
And he ended up promoting him to a little bit better of a position in the stables. And I mean, over this little time, they both kind of became better and better buddies. Where they'd just go hang out, they'd get drinks together, they'd go bowling, they'd fucking beat the shit out of somebody with a bowling ball and buy a new car, you know?
Perfect.
How friendships go.
Yeah, that's how it worked for us.
Yeah. So a couple of years go by, and Tommy is actually offered a job for 3 times the pay, which, fuck. And so he brings it up to Barney, and Barney says, I'm not going to match that, and you can't leave and go work somewhere else. Now, Tommy's kind of like, go fuck yourself. You're not going to tell me what I can and can't do.
Damn,
so
he's leaving Daddy Barney behind.
Yeah, right? So Tommy ends up just dipping out that night. He packs his things, slips out in the night, drives off the ranch, and he goes to work at what I tout as one of the best names in this show.
Okay, I'm here for it.
The Eagle's Nest Farm.
Oh my God! the guy who owned it, Randolph Himmler.
No, his name is Jim Druck.
Okay, that sounds like a fake name.
It sounds, yeah.
Gee, well, we found him, boys.
So, Jim Druck introduces Tommy to the family, and in Druck's family, Druck's daughter competes. I don't remember what her name is. It's not really all that important, but
Stacy.
Yeah, right. I think she's like the middle daughter, and she does all like the horse riding and everything. So they end up buying this horse named Henry the Hawk for $150,000.
In 1978.
Yeah, in like 1980, pretty much.
1980. Oh,
even then,
that's so much
like,
money.
Fuck, dude, this is before Reaganomics inflation, bro.
Yeah.
And Drux was a really busy dude, so he decides, I'm gonna have Tommy drive the like trailer for the horses, and he takes Tommy off to the side and basically says, "Hey, watch out for my daughters and my wife on this like little summer tour of competitions." Because I mean, they go. This is like month long of like, or even more than 1 month. Like I think he listed like 7 different states that they competed in. Damn. Yeah. Like,
so you want me to take care of your wife and daughters?
So go out and murder my wife.
No,
and daughter.
I wasn't going to that.
So yeah, he says like, watch out for my daughters, and literally goes, I don't want them meeting or fooling around with any guys like you. And Tommy's like, hey, okay, sir.
All right, I'm going to sleep with your wife.
You got it, yeah. So the girls think it's kind of weird how, like, badly Tommy inserts himself into the whole family. Like, Tommy's in, like, family photos during this.
Oh, what the fuck?
This fucking thing. It's weird. Tommy's a fucking weird kid.
Yeah.
And he parties like a motherfucker. It's 1980, dude. Like, party with your tits out.
Cocaine's common.
It is a good time for partying in the U.S.
Hey, partying with rich people?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of coke.
Yeah. So he's partying like crazy, drinking a bunch, and he ends up at one bar one night, and guess who is across the bar?
Barney?
Mrs. Drux.
She's
Mrs. Drux has always been kind of a drinker, right? She's a little saucy as well. And
she a rich, I assume, white woman?
Rich white woman.
In 1980?
This is Equestrian. You think anyone other than white people do this bullshit?
I was just being careful.
I know. It's just like, fuck.
Yeah, so an alcoholic rich white woman.
Yeah. Who would have ever thought?
Wow.
An alcoholic white mother in the 80s. I'm sure you have a pretty good idea of what she looks like.
I've seen many videos about this exact same scenario.
Yeah. So Tommy slides his stool across the bar. She slides her stool across the bar. They sit. They have a drink together. And then Tommy strangles her. No. I mean, he might have, but they end up fucking. They go and they enjoy the horizontal samba. You know, they have a grand old time. And then it happens again.
Nice.
And again and again. And it becomes a regular affair. Tommy, the groom, the
groomer,
the horse, the stable boy, is fucking the millionaire's wife. So Tommy made it, and that's the end.
Yeah, and we're done.
Yeah, that's all. Just that somebody can make it to the top.
He made it. She left him, took half the money, got with Tommy. Tommy left her, got half the money. He's still rich beyond his wildest dreams.
Now during this
that's
trip,
trickle down economics.
Now that Tommy's getting fucking laid, he becomes a bit more of a hothead.
Oh yeah.
He's starting to get into more fights. At one bar, one of the bouncers like punches his friend or something, and he pulls out a fucking bully club.
Hell yeah.
And he's about to hit
I keep that motherfucking thing on me.
He's about to hit the bouncer, and like 3 other security guards come over, kick him out of the bar. He goes to his car, pulls a pistol out of the fucking like glove box, and he's walking back towards the bar, ready to shoot these security guards. The cops show up and arrest him.
But he's a white man banging a millionaire's wife, so
right.
She pays his bail.
No, she doesn't. But he wakes up, hungover in jail, and Jim Drux is there paying his bail. Jim takes him back to New York, takes him to the stable, and the next night, Jim says, hey, meet me outside in the stables.
Ooh.
And Tommy's kind of worried. He's like, oh, shit, like,
so worried.
1, I got arrested while I was supposed to be protecting his kids. 2, there's a chance he knows that I'm fucking his wife, who I'm also supposed to kind of be hands-off on, but I'm very hands-on.
Yeah.
And 3, like, if he loses his job, where the fuck else is he gonna go now? So they sit down, and Jim basically goes, hey, have you been sleeping with my wife? And Tommy goes, no, I haven't. I swear. I mean, this kid's like fucking 20 years old at this point. He's just a young kid.
He starts crying.
Yeah. Oh, I'm not.
No,
And Jim goes, it doesn't matter. I'm getting a divorce from her, and I need all of the money that I can get. I'm planning on selling Henry the Hawk for $125,000.
Ah, depreciating value.
But the insurance is for $150,000 on this horse. And Tommy goes, huh? What do you mean?
Oh.
Now, Jim Drux worked as a defense attorney for an insurance company. So dude has kind of seen some things, and he ran a case where they hid death by colic on horses with electrocution. Now, colic is a pretty standard death for horses, and unless a vet does the autopsy report, it's never caught that there's an electrocution back in the 80s because the only sign that it is electrocution is there is a small burn mark next to the horse's asshole where they put a node, power a bunch through it. Now, colic itself is where the stomach of the horse twists suddenly, and it basically, like, in 90% of the cases, it'll kill this horse, like, instantly. And there are no symptoms leading up to it. It's basically just like a surprise heart attack in a way. So it's a really fucking easy thing to hide unless there's a vet on site. Tonight, there's not. If it happens in a stable, generally there's not a vet there to do the autopsy. So he like rolls out this whole fucking diagram that's this.
It's like a Nikola Tesla.
Yeah, right.
Esque.
That it's basically got like, hey, this is where you put it on the horse, like the 2 nodes. And he pretty much, opens this bag that's like an extension cord that feeds into 2 nodes. And you slap one on the horse's ass and the other one, I think, by its heart, and you literally just go over and plug it into the wall.
Jesus.
It's fucked.
Something he's strung together from the Ace Hardware.
Yeah, for real. And he says...
That must have been the electrician who wired this house.
Right. So he says, Tommy, I need you to do this. And Tommy's kind of not really in a great position right now because he's in a place at night with the owner of the farm, who's a millionaire, whose wife he's been fucking for a few months, and he works for him. So Tommy kind of feels trapped in this situation, and he's like, you know what? Okay, Jim, you got it.
You got it.
And he does it. He kills this horse. Drux claims the $150,000 insurance, and it spirals from there. Surprisingly enough.
Really?
Tommy kind of just goes downhill. When he goes to events for the Drux family, like driving horses there, whatever, he still works for them. People basically call him, like, the killer. Like, they're like, oh, yeah, you're the horse killer. And he's like, well, no.
Wait,
no.
they just know?
Yeah, because Henry the Hawk is a well-known name in the equestrian community.
You definitely killed
and
this
suddenly
horse.
It's just dead, and the insurance money is claimed right around the same fucking time that Jim Drux filed for divorce. It's kind of a strange set of shit. Plus
they've seen it a million times.
There are a lot of fucking people that work on these stables.
Yeah, they know the tricks. They know, and they've seen it happen where, divorce is filed, a horse dies, they get the insurance. That tale as old as time.
Yeah, exactly. If I were a millionaire, I'd do it.
Yeah, and you can write that down.
You can take that to the bank. So I will never be a millionaire.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, it pops off. Tommy starts stealing saddles from shows from like rival families And he talks about how he's able to take these saddles. He'll take like 5 of them, right? He'll drive to Chicago, Illinois, and he's able to sell these saddles for like $5,000 each.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Can we steal some saddles?
Oh, fuck, we should. Damn.
God damn. I'll drive to Chicago for that.
Right? I mean, at the same place he's stealing credit card numbers
Oh,
and
shit.
selling
So he's
those. He's just
going
like,
crazy.
he's taking fucking cash. Like, dude's just, he's snagging everything he can. And everybody that works in the stables knows about it. Everyone's like,
Hell yeah.
like, this fucking thug-ass bitch is over here literally swindling everybody, piece of shit. So, because he's like, oh, no, it's not me stealing the saddles. Meanwhile, in like his fucking...
He's got receipts for saddles sold.
Yeah. It's like a Pontiac Grand Prix, which you have... It's a 2-door.
Yeah.
He's throwing saddles into the back seat. Like,
You can see him when
yeah,
when
you
he
can
drives
fucking
off.
see these.
He's reporting it to the IRS.
Right? So he gets a call from Jim that the cops are on his tail. They're like, hey, look, cops are sniffing around about what happened here with the horse.
Because you drew attention to it because you've been stealing shit.
You need to
Dumb
fuck
fuck.
off. You're done. You're done here. Fuck off. Figure it out. So,
Is he still sleeping with the wife?
No.
Aw.
No. He fucked the pooch on that one.
Ah.
Fuck the horse on that one. So he dips out and goes to Illinois and stays at a friend's place in a friend's basement. And one day he gets a call from Barney Ward.
Oh, really?
And Barney says, "Hey, look, Tommy, I know what's happened. I know what happened at the stadiums. I know what happened at the equestrian shit.
Come
I'll take
do it
you
for
back
me."
in. I'll take you back in. We'll get your life on the right track. I got you." And Tommy's like, "You know what? This guy watched out for me before. I shouldn't have left him in the first place. I'll go back."
Yeah, a rich guy looking out for a poorer guy.
Yeah,
I know where this is
For
going.
a poor young man.
Hey, and he just so happens to have a horse.
Yeah, a poor
with
young man
insurance.
that he hired as a groomer.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. So, yeah, Tommy goes back to New York, starts working for him, and he starts honestly getting on the right track. Like, he considers this the high point of his life. He's like, this is kind of where, like, I think I was finally doing everything right, was after he went back to Barney. Barney kind of, like, took him out to, like, little events. They became better friends. He got promoted a few times. He was doing good work, and he's like, I felt like I was on the right fucking track finally. And a year later, I think, Paul Valier gets in touch with Tommy. Now,
Paul Revere.
yeah, Paul
Holy
Revere.
shit.
Now, Paul is known for being a smooth talker in the equestrian industry.
He got caught. He got caught traveling through time because of the lottery. He won the lottery, and he had to call Tommy to help hide the money.
And then Tommy got caught fucking Barney's wife.
Yeah.
God, trying to win the lottery. Son of a bitch. So, Paul is known for being a smooth talker. He's slick. Everybody considers him like a sneaky son of a bitch. Like, he wins, but he makes kind of shady deals with other people when he's selling the winning horses and everything. He's a bit of a
He's a shady
sneak.
shit.
Yeah. So, Paul says on the phone, he knows about Henry the Hawk. And he says, Tommy,
Oh,
can
yeah,
you...
everybody does.
Yeah, right. He goes, can you do that for me for $5,000? And
For the cost of one saddle.
right. He says it's at the end of his insurance policy. This horse that I have is not going to be sold at the price I paid. And it's like I said, with these insurance setups, the horse can depreciate. It can appreciate in these insurance setups. So, like, there's a chance you bought it for $150,000, and then this thing wins, like, 70 events, we'll say.
Yeah. Then
Suddenly
it's worth a
your
lot
insurance coverage is at, like, we'll say $750,000, and it's become a profitable horse. But people aren't going to buy it for as much as the insurance premium is. People are going to try to buy it for less.
more. Yeah, of course.
Only makes sense.
So then they
when
could
you're being a
electrocute
piece of
their
shit.
horse
Yeah.
for the insurance. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and it's right before an event. And he doesn't think that his horse is going to win this event. And so it's going to depreciate that value. It's at the peak. Let's do it now.
Yeah, do it now. Get it done.
So Tommy does it at the fucking stadium, dude.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
ballsy.
Right before the event starts, same method as before with the plug and the nodes. Goes up to this horse, slaps it on, plugs it in, easy peasy, pulls it out, pulls out the
Ditch the scene.
fucking things, puts it in his bag, hops in his car, gets the fuck out of there. And easiest 5K he could have made. And Paul collects his, like, let's see, $75,000 is what this was, is how much Paul was making on this one horse. He collects his insurance settlement, pays Tommy, and all of a sudden, Tommy's horse killing business takes the fuck off. He starts
Does word get around
Yeah.
and people just start hiring him?
Paul basically tells friends, "Hey, if you need somebody
course.
to insurance
horse.
fraud, I know a guy." And so Paul's referring his friends to Tommy, and Tommy is doing this so fucking often. He's doing this so many times that he basically thinks maybe killing these horses isn't against the law because there's no way this many people know about me doing this and I'm still getting away with it.
That's quite the justification.
Like, it's not a justification. I just think that he's like, how the fuck do so many people know that I'm doing this? This is public knowledge that Tommy...
Within the
Tommy is being called the Sandman because he
Jesus
puts
Christ.
horses to sleep.
Nice.
And everybody knows that. Tommy shows up and people are like, well, this horse is fucking dead. And he's like, maybe I'm just like a vet that's putting him down. I don't fucking know. Like, he's as confused as we are as to why no one has fucking stepped in at this point and
because
said,
they're
hey,
making a shitload of money. Why would they step in?
why the police aren't here to say, hey, stop fucking frauding the insurance companies. Like, what the fuck is this? Tommy's he's a fucking dumb 20-year-old, and he's like, is it like, this shit must
illegal?
This shit must be legal because I'm not getting stopped anywhere I go. He does this 15 fucking times, dude.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's a lot of horses.
15 times without any pushback from anyone.
There's like, $5 grand. Here
They're
you
like,
go.
yeah, cool. Not even $5,000. He's making $5,000 to $40,000 every time he does this.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, he is fucking rolling in it. And yeah, he gets a call from a lady named Donna Brown. She offers him $35,000. The only caveat with this one is that this horse had colic, survived, and so the insurance sees that as a pre-existing condition. If this horse dies by colic, they can't cash out the insurance anymore.
Oh, so he has to find a different way to kill him.
Yeah. So Donna tells him on the phone,
Knife attack.
she says, I need you to make it look like a natural injury. I need you to break one of its legs so that we can have it put down. The vet will check and do the autopsy like normal. We'll see that it's just a broken leg. It gets put down. We get our insurance. I'll pay you the $35,000.
So now he's a horse leg breaker?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Like, it's so fucked, dude.
That seems more difficult than just electrocuting them. Like,
Yeah, but it's not gonna get fucking insurance payout if it looks like it's colic. Yeah. And on top of that, now if they break the leg or whatever, the vet's not gonna see the little burn. Not an insurance scam, apparently. God. So, Tommy shows up at the stadium again, and he runs into a man by the name of Harlow Arley.
That is quite the name.
Yeah, right? Harlow has worked as a groom for a fucking while. He has a bit of a drug problem, and when you're working as a groom, you don't have a lot of money. You don't have time to get a second job. All you have time for is fucking coke, which is what all of the grooms are doing because they're up for 15 hours a day.
Yeah, just working that long.
Yeah, and it's hard fucking work. So Tommy walks into the stable. Harlow walks up to him and he says, "Hey, I know who you are."
Ooh.
And Tommy's like, "Oh, fuck." And basically Harlow goes, "You got a job that I can help you out with?" And Tommy's like, "Yeah, I got you. I've got something we can work out. I actually am here to do one tonight. So he offers Harlow $5,000 of the $35K. And Harlow's like, fuck yeah, dude, I'm in. That night, they sneak up to the stadium, and Harlow has a crowbar in hand.
I would have gone with sledgehammer, personally.
Yeah, right? So he ends up breaking the horse's leg in one swing.
Ooh.
Horse goes down, and the vet is, like, right there to put it down.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's...
I was like, they saw it? They witnessed it? Oh.
Right? Like, the vet walks around the corner and is like, oh, no, leg broken, fills out paperwork, puts it down. And Tommy and Harlow are both like, yo, this doesn't feel right. And they get the fuck out of there. Like, the vet walks out, and it basically scares them with how quickly after they break this horse's leg, the vet walks out. Which, fuck these guys regardless.
Well, yeah.
And so they book it out of there. They hop in Tommy's truck. Tommy's booking it out of the stadium, and they're driving away, and just after they get through the gates, all of a sudden, red and blue lights start flashing right in front of them.
It was a setup.
Lights go off. Tommy hops out of his car, tries to fucking run.
Why would you...
And he gets arrested. Tommy's a fucking
Yeah,
idiot,
he's
dude.
an idiot. That's why I stopped.
So he gets arrested. Now, these aren't local police. This is the fucking FBI.
Ooh.
They take him in, and as they interview Tommy, they're kind of like, how the fuck did he do this by himself? Like, there's no way he's done this alone. They end up linking it back to Paul Villiers, and
he's like, the British are coming.
Me. No,
the British are coming.
Yeah, right. So Villiers says he was informed Tommy would do it by Barney Ward.
Ooh. So Barney set him up.
Yep. Tommy agrees to make the deal with the FBI. Basically, the deal that Tommy makes is to tell them every single fraud case that he's done, all of the details, and if anything comes back untrue, he does time for every single crime he admitted to, which is a lot of fucking time. So Tommy's going into detail. He's telling everything, but he never implicates Barney. Barney's the one that's been calling him all along, saying, hey, you got to go here. Hey, you got to go here. Never even mentions Barney's name. And the cops are like, or the FBI's like, there's no, like, what the fuck? How is Tommy, of all fucking people, making these connections? Is he networking at these equestrian events? Like, what the fuck is this?
He's walking up to rich families.
Yeah.
He's fucking their wives and then saying, hey, I'll kill a horse if you need it.
Fucking deadbeat Tommy with, like, fucking horse blood on his face is like, y'all need a horse killed for insurance fraud? Like, okay. So the FBI actually convinces Villiers to wear a wire for almost a whole fucking year.
Damn.
This turns into a major sting operation. Villiers speaks with Barney multiple times. He ends up getting Barney to admit it. And in addition to admitting it, Barney also points out that, hey, if this becomes a bigger problem, I have ways of killing Tommy if this is going to become
even
an issue.
better.
Yeah. So the FBI is like, okay, our star fucking witness, the guy that's made the deal, how are we going to get him to drop Barney's name? So they sit down and they go, we know one way. And they play that fucking tape to Tommy. They sit down, they put the cassette in, and Tommy hears with his own ears Barney's voice say, yeah, I can get Tommy killed if we need to.
Perfect.
Tommy breaks the fuck down. And he admits it. He's like, yeah, Barney set everything up for me. He's the guy behind all of this. Like, he's the mastermind that's been doing all this shit. In fact, there was
Do you think Barney was charging like a finder's fee? So
probably.
He was getting paid too?
More than likely. I mean, with how much fucking cash is being thrown around.
I would.
Fair. Barney was actually involved in what was it, Brock, I think, Bratch, I don't know. There's
Brock.
a woman that was in this equestrian community during this time that Barney made connections with and was like, hey, I'll sell you this horse for $98,000. It's normally worth $150K, but the horse is like really fucking not worth any of that. Scams her, she buys it, and then I don't know all the details and nobody else does because it's unsolved. She dies and fucking disappears during this time period from 1980 to like 1991.
They find the body? They're just gone.
She's supposed to hop onto a flight. She doesn't show up on that flight. The dude that's supposed to pick her up is like, yeah, I picked her up. Everything's A-okay and cool. And everyone was like, no, it's fucking not. We don't know where she went after she stopped at the candy store before going to the fucking airport. And he's like, beats the fuck out of me.
Oh,
no,
Jesus.
and then the guy that they were like, I think it was him, he dies.
Okay, so it was Barney, for sure. Like,
I think it was that dude, and I think Barney set it up to get her killed off. Because my guess is that she was probably like, hey, you're getting horses killed. Everyone knows it.
yeah, you scam me, now I'm going to reveal this.
You scammed me. You're also scamming all the insurance companies. Get fucked, Barney. So, yeah, Barney pays to have her killed off, and he's kind of implicated in...
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
But, yeah, he definitely just got her killed,
Right.
for sure.
So,
she got disappeared.
like I said, Tommy admits to killing over 15 horses. Some cases, there was a guy that worked for Barney that his whole thing was he would find out from... Like, let's say he reaches out to one equestrian family, and the equestrian family's like, hey, look, we need a big-ass payout. We've got about 7 horses. We got a stable that's made out of wood. Do your thing. And so this guy was caught literally burning down stables filled with horses.
Jesus.
Yeah. Barney is running a fucking racketeering empire, bro. So, yeah.
But he's rich, so he got 20 hours community service.
Yeah, right. 19 people are found guilty in that first investigation. And then Tommy helps the FBI for 7 more years, and it leads to 30 additional arrests.
Woo-wee.
Yeah. So, fuck Tommy.
And they all got 20 hours community service.
Yeah, right.
Combined.
No, I think... So Valier served 4 years of probation. That's it.
Oh, my God.
Barney served 6 years. However, 3 of those were also probation. Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't have to pay anybody back.
Yeah, probably. Probably still making millions, still making billions.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. Fuck anybody in the equestrian community. Full stop.
Yeah.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah. Don't it's such a fucked situation.
How many times did Tommy set up his electrocution device and it was just a lady tied up in a horse costume? He's like, wow, that ass is very human. Slap. Plugs it in.
Why does this horse have one human tit?
Yeah. Wow, this horse's tit fell out. That's crazy.
Oh, Jesus.
All right, here's the conspiracy theory layover from last episode. Tommy definitely killed people, and Barney had a deal with him where he's like, you're going to kill people, but if we ever get caught, you're just going to admit to the horses, and I'm going to implicate myself, because I won't get time.
No.
I'll implicate myself for saying I can get rid of you, and then you can come clean and break it down, but we'll cover up the humans for sure.
I know the conspiracy. All of this happened, and while it was going on, Ronald Reagan knew.
Of course he did.
He introduced trickle-down economics because of the cash flow that was in the equestrian community's pockets. They were like, hey, we have so much money, we can't keep defrauding the insurance industry because, that hurts you, Mr. President. And Ronald Reagan was like, look, I got a setup for you. Start a couple businesses, and in a few years, you guys are going to be worth billions.
Let me teach you a little something about the Cayman Islands and Panama that I'm going to write into this tax code. Let's do this.
Yeah, it was all Reagan.
Yeah,
It always is.
The Barney, he got his leads from someone who went by R.
Yeah, I know I said Barney Ward, but Ward was his middle name. Last name?
Barney Ward.
Reagan. Oh, shit.
Oh, fantastic.
Again, Al, thank you so fucking much for sending this along. There's another link that you've sent. I plan on doing that very, very soon. Keep sending this shit. Like, this is phenomenal, and I appreciate it. And if you guys ever have any ideas or you read something that sounds like show-worthy, send it along. Patreon, real quick. So we're tying it all up. If you're interested in an additional episode per month, we have Sloppy Seconds episodes on there, like 20 of them. We're going to try to get back up on those.
Maybe do some more small, like with our significant others.
Yeah.
Throw them in here a little bit.
Some small stuff, kind of throw it all together, get some things going. Check us out on Patreon. Points O Pressure. We have some lower tiers. If you can't afford it, don't do it.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Yeah, don't go broke for us. It's not fucking worth it.
Join the $1,000 tier to not be mentioned.
Yeah. So, yeah. You got the names?
Yeah, I'm fighting off a cough right now.
Look what
Not
you did.
into the microphone.
Look what you did.
I don't know why I'm dying. I'm choking on
It's
horse.
the ghost of Ronald Reagan.
Yeah,
knows.
his dick is in my throat. All right, so I'm really trying to not cough in the mic. All right. The chair people, the chairpersons of the board, they really make the decisions. They greenlit the horse story today. Minnie D, Toddle Waddle, and Weston, thank you guys so much.
Appreciate you guys
for allowing us to continue recording.
Holy shit. You are also setting us up for a very big season 6.5 premiere.
Yeah, 6.5.
We have in about
thing.
a month some big old shit's gonna be rolling through. We're gonna be doing some big stuff, so keep your eyes out.
Yeah,
and it's
and
all
the-
thanks to these guys,
Oh, yeah.
honestly.
And the Patreons, you stand to benefit. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say you're gonna there's some
Yeah.
stuff
We got some cool
you're gonna
things.
know about it before, and you're gonna get some stuff from us probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, and of course we've got Abby, AJ's third nut, Thomas, Dark Runner, D's nuts, and Lara Revo. Thanks so much.
Y'all are great. We appreciate you. And as always, even if you aren't a subscriber on Patreon, we really do appreciate you listening. Tell all your friends about the show. If you're still listening, if you have any show ideas, like I mentioned, if you have any fun memes, movies, TV show, books, music, anything that you would recommend to us, by all means, send it our way on Instagram at PointsOPressure. And feel free to email us at ppdnaj@gmail.com. And we will catch you guys next Monday.